Welcome to listen about sexual health and HPV. This school lecture is made by Estonian non-profit union Emakas.ee with Dr. Terje Raud's help. What we will talk about our union, what is a cervix, what is HPV, how you may be infected with HPV virus, what is contributing to HPV, about visiting your doctor and getting a PAP smear, and how to live without a cervical cancer. I'm a member of a non-profit association, Emakas.ee, that was created in Estonia by 8 active women in the spring of 2007. The purpose of the movement is to increase the awareness of the society about the possibilities of the prevention and detection of the cancer of the cervix. For several years, we have been on summer tour, visited more than 100 schools, given information throughout more than 1,000 different channels of the media, and homepage www.emakas.ee organized 2 social campaigns, and so on. The association's main message is cervical cancer is preventable. Visit your doctor regularly. And we want that you know how to prevent the cervical cancer. What is cervix? Cervix is an organ inside woman, thanks to what women get pregnant and give birth. The cervical canal is located in the lower part of the cervix. Cervical cancer is a malignant tumor. What is HPV? Cervical cancer is caused by a virus named HPV, human papilloma virus. Over 100 types of papilloma virus are known, but all of them are not malignant. Around 15 of these cause cervical cancer. HPV is transmitted mainly by sexual contact or intercourse, so men and boys are related also. They carry HPV from one woman to another. In Estonia, every year there are approximately 160 new cervical cancer cases. It kills about 70 women each year. Population is only 1.3 million. This is the highest incidence rate compared to all other European countries. How may you catch the infection? Around 8 out of every 10 sexually active persons will be exposed to HPV during their life. In general, HPV infections are dormant and heal without leaving after effects. But in 10% of cases, HPV infection persists. The virus has become lodged in the cervical cells and can lead to precancerous lesions within 2 to 5 years or cervical cancer within 15 to 20 years. Mainly young, sexually active people will be infected, both girls and boys. Most often, people will catch the infection within first 3 years after starting sexual life. What contributes to HPV? You catch the HPV infection during sexual contact. I can't tell you when to start a sexual life, but it is advisable not to start a sexual life before 17th year, because your immune system is just not strong enough. Too many partners? Your partner has too many partners. Pregnancy and abortion, having other sexual diseases, urethritis, smoking, alcohol, lifestyle parties, and the way they end, they all affect your immune system. How HPV evolves? Let's say you're 18 and you get the HPV infection. In most cases, the infection retreats, but in 10%, the infection stays and turns into precancer changes. Even in that case, the precancer changes and infection may retreat. But in worst case scenario, from precancer changes, it may turn into cervical cancer within the next 15 years. How can you understand you have HPV? The answer is simple, you just don't. HPV causes no complaints or symptoms. Most people do not know they have HPV, so they will spread this to their sexual partners. How to discover HPV. The first year after you start sexual life, you should visit a gynecologist. And you should visit a gynecologist every year. During the visit, the gynecologist does a PAP smear. PAP smear checks for changes on the cervical canal. So if your PAP smear is negative, you do not have HPV, what causes cervical cancer. PAP smear is normal and painless procedure, just a little bit uncomfortable. If the PAP smear is positive, then you will give a HPV test that shows what HPV type you have, or colposcopy. When the doctor discovers cervical cancer in an early stage, it's curable. How to live without cervical cancer? Do not start your sexual life too early. Use a condom. Talk about it with your parents, doctor, or people who know this topic. Women, when you start your sexual life, visit a gynecologist regularly. So, in a summary, cervical cancer affects you also already before you start your sexual life. Cervical cancer is caused by the HPV virus. It's a preventable and treatable cancer because we know the reason. You can prevent HPV by visiting a gynecologist every year after starting sexual life, talking about vaccination possibilities with your doctor. Talk about prevention with your mother, school or family doctor, a gynecologist, or with somebody who knows about this topic. Read more and ask questions at our website www.emakas.ee.